Okay, so I found a very hidden gem in Jumeirah, behind the villas. Come, I'll show you around. This is the 100 Wellness Center by Asma. It's an inspiring story and we are going to just interview her in a few seconds. What inspired you to start this journey? Like, how did you come up with the concept of the 100 Wellness?
In 2000, I moved from the US. I studied in Washington, D.C. and I moved back to the UAE. I studied information technology and I had a minor in fine arts. I didn't know what I was good at. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. So I applied in, it was called Emirati Telecommunication Corporation. It's Etisalat now, or
EN.
Yes. So I worked, when I applied, they put me in the engineering department. Honestly, I was already lost, but being there, you know,
you don't know anything.
Exactly, and it was a male-dominated environment, but it was good. The people were good, the environment was good in the engineering department, and I became a certified network administrator. While I was working there, you know, I was confused. I had a re-entry shock. I was trying to adjust. I'm like, you know what? I really don't want to do this, but I don't know what I want to do. The first thing that came to my mind, I know for sure I wanted to be my own boss. I began what I called it at that time a self-discovery phase. Everything happens for a reason. So my friend went for training. She discovered this place. She told me, I told my sister went. And then she said, Asma, you know what? They have something called pilots, some exercise. The teacher is excellent. I said, let me try it. You know, Ria, without exaggeration, I'm really, it's something that I fell in love with. The teacher was, I mean, because the Pilates itself is just an amazing exercise. After 4 years, so I entered my self-discovery phase. I was practicing Pilates, and my parents, they're amazing. So I wanted to know more about myself. So I remember my brother told me about a book called Do What You Are. It had a lot of personality tests in it. I was doing the personality test, and I discovered that, you know, for example, I can be a lawyer, a human rights activist, which is true. Which was really true. It gave me a lot of insights, and I'm a creative person. But at that time, I still didn't believe I was creative. But I knew that I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to create my own schedule, to come whenever I want. I'm very hardworking. It doesn't mean I will be my own boss and I will not work. And then I decided, I said, let me move to the marketing department. It's more creative and it's a salad. So I moved, and it was not fulfilling, but I was still practicing Pilates. I was doing personal training, I was practicing Pilates, and I was playing squash.
Wow, I love squash. Yeah.
Yes, if I face an obstacle, I will go find like an answer. How can I work on myself? How can I become better? And at that time, I think, you know, fitness was it's because, you know, it induced the happy hormones. And then plus, you know, the teacher, she became my friend. We're still in touch. She's in South Africa. And the group, you know, when you are in a social group, and we became friends, the group of ladies that we practice. So, you know, the whole thing, you know, it had a very positive effect on my life. And then I was still practicing Pilates, and I decided to enroll in Sharjah University MBA program. I didn't continue it, but at that time, the studio that I was practicing in, they wanted to close down for some personal issues with the owner. It was very successful. Then, yes, before that, when I wanted to be my own boss, you know, things just begin working, you know, when you begin, you know, exploring, and when you are on the right path, when you're energetically aligned with your goal, things fall into place. When you surrender, when you let go, and when you know deep inside you, like Like when I will tell you what happened after. So the studio that I used to practice in, they decided to close down. Then my brother told me, why don't you open a Pilates studio? I never looked back.
Oh.
I got my answer, and this is what I really want to do. So when people ask, like, how would you know?
Yes.
You just know.
You just know it, and there's just an inner voice that comes to you.
But
right?
you need to listen.
That's true.
You need to listen. And you need to be, you know what, I think when you know, you're not scared.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I...
Could be,
maybe
yes.
you can relate to me.
I can, yes.
You know, you just know.
Correct.
And you know, even if it is like you start small, but you know that you will put your heart and soul and your effort in it. My brother told me, why don't you open in Healthcare City?
Okay.
So that when I started the 100 Pilates studio in 2008. Again, when I went to Dubai Healthcare City, I entered, it was in like a second floor, but it had a balcony and sunlight. And then I have a friend that's an architect. She always helps me. And then I asked her for a company for a fit out. So the 100 Pilates studio started. I want to be the best at what I do to deliver for the patient, or now we're a clinic, or the client, the best service and what they're paying for. I want to exceed their expectations. So that's, you know, it's the reputation. It's the values and ethics and trust. That's, you know, that's the most important thing for me. So I opened the second Pilates studio in the UAE.
Oh my God.
You know, and the first owned by UAE National, and the longest standing till now. So, which is, I really take pride in it. So I got into running. I completed the 6 half marathons.
Wow.
But you know, I'm still a beginner, and one of my biggest latest achievement that I just completed London Marathon in April 27th, just this year. Like it was last month. You know, when you cross the finish line, it's just priceless. It's just, you know, because it requires, it's actually more of a mindset than a physical.
So what kind of therapies and services is being offered at this location? Since you said you started with Pilates and everything, and since this is a wellness center.
Yes. So in 2008, it was called the 100 Pilates Studio. And in 2011, after my father seeing me not giving up and my business succeeding, he said, you know, I can offer you a villa in Jumeirah. Okay. And then I took, when I find an opportunity, I take it. So the villa was very old. The villa was falling apart. But I took the opportunity, and I decided to demolish it and build a new one. So from 2008 till 2011, we were in, actually till 2014. Because beginning of 2012 till 14, I was building this business. I actually constructed it. I used myself as a case study. I said, what do I do? So I see a homeopath, and then I go to the gym, and then I do body composition analysis. So I said, you know what? Why don't I just, you know, have, you know, at that time too, I didn't call it a wellness center. Like, why don't I combine everything under one umbrella with Pilates? So and then I asked my homeopathic doctor to join me, but it took me from 2011 to 2014 to move to this place. So also that studio in Healthcare City was funding the construction of this venue. And then, so because we have homeopathy, we had to have Dubai Health Authority license. So we are a clinic. So it evolved into a clinic and also a Pilates studio. And we sell also sportswear, we sell supplements. And then, so as one of my clients, he says, you're the OG of Pilates. So it's remain there and will remain there, and it will never change. And also, when I was in Dubai Healthcare City, we have a system called, it's an exercise system called Gyrotonic. That was, I was the first one to buy this machine, but I was not marketing it a lot. Now I'm expanding on it. Pilates is more linear exercise, but Gyrotonic is more fluid and spiral. Actually, we had, he retired now, the tennis player Andy Murray. He came for a tennis championship, and with Gyrotonic, you need to be licensed. All the studios that licensed are listed on their website. So when he was coming here, he looked us up, and we were the only one. We have psychology, we have life coaching, we have classical homeopathy, chiropractic, and infrared sauna, body composition analysis, and also the cafe, which was, didn't come initially, but it came like a later addition.
Okay, since now you mentioned about the cafes and everything, how did you come up with the cafe concept, and what inspired in, how did you start the cafe? Yes.
Ria, the cafe was, before I started it, I was seeing it as a monster. I was, with Pilates, when I opened my first Pilates studio, I'm like, I went for it. For some reason, with the cafe, I doubted myself a lot. I'm like, I love to cook. I eat healthy. But I was worried about how to cost food. But there is a formula, apparently, and it's very simple. So, I love to cook. So I thought, Asma, what is the models that, of successful businesses? I'm the kind of person if I travel or I go anywhere, and if I see something working in a business, I keep asking myself, what is working? And then I try to see what do I like from what is working and to apply it here. Whether the culture, whether it's not like imitating, it's learning.
Correct.
And then I said, keep it simple. You don't have to be a Michelin star chef. You know what good taste. Also, I teach everyone around me, from myself, whether my driver, whether my housekeeper, whether, it's healthy food is accessible. But don't go eat instant ramen or noodles, no, but they don't know, so you educate them.
Correct.
So the healthy food is accessible, it's not intimidating. Back to keeping it simple. It took me a while. So now it's, thankfully, yes, it's working. In a very small scale, we don't have a big kitchen. So that's why we don't serve chicken or meat or, so it's like scrambled eggs, sourdough bread. We do have dairy for the coffee. We have non-dairy options. So yeah.
Yeah, I think, and from a wellness and fitness perspective, I think it's pretty much a very good menu for anybody who wants to have.
Very good, yes.
Yeah. Which client's transformation has actually touched your heart? Like you said that there are a lot of people coming here for their transformation, for Pilates, for meeting the doctors. There would be that one story that's actually touched your heart.
Recently, I've been thinking, I'm working on a coffee table book. So I've been, and also I'm a photographer. So I was, our creative director, I work with her. So we were, while we were brainstorming, I said, you know what? It warms my heart when I see people coming continuously here, not just, to see the chiropractor and pay and leave, but when they feel that this is like their home and it's safe. So recently there is two people that I always, when I think of them, there is a local lady, her name is Ilham. She loves this place so much. So she says, she lives nearby. I saw one time her brother coming, just taking coffee and leaving. So she said, I just love this place, and she feels, I think, there is a sense of belonging and the community that's built. And there is another gentleman, he's English, he's an older gentleman. He wore this nice fedora hat.
So cute.
And he loves it. He always comes here, he orders the same dish. And just me seeing him sitting and coming, it just warms my heart,
Yeah.
So it's not precisely like a transformation, but in a way where, you created kind of a place for the community and also the neighbors.
Correct.
The neighbors that come, and every Saturday we have an organic vegetable market.
Oh yes, yeah.
So my brother owns these farms.
Okay, I'll ask you one question and has to come from your heart, okay? What does wellness actually mean to you?
Wellness is not, for me, is not the cliche typical like let's just exercise and eat healthy. You know, when you have a pure heart, a pure intention, when you're honest and ethical, when you have this just energy, real energy of giving, this is wellness. When you keep your word, when you pay people on time, and then the rest follows. I mean, this is at least what I think at this stage of my life. Let's be kind to each other. Let's have grace.
Absolutely, yes.
And I think this is I would say at this stage of my life. I'm 49, next year I'll be 50.
Mashallah.
So I think this is my piece of wisdom so far.
Okay, Asma, so since you're already into wellness and everything, what would be that one advice to the all Gen Zs and the new generation that's here? How can they focus on their wellness?
Just do what you love. Movement it doesn't have to be running a marathon. Movement is just, you can walk. Just don't make it intimidating. If it was a movement, if you're talking about a movement, do something that you enjoy and you look forward to. Take care of your brain. So, you know, when we are when we're rushing, when we're all over the place, when we're not mindful. Bear in mind, I learned the hard way. I'm a person that my mind is all over the place. It's not like, you know, I was born calm. They say based on research, now the latest, it takes I think 61 days. So if you are taking your time, breathing, eating your food, being mindful, I think this is the first thing. Then you can be mindful what you eat. Be mindful how to exercise. You know, I'm still, by the way, the same homeopathic doctor that I started with, he's still my doctor.
Nice.
Yes,
Good.
yeah. So taking care of the brain first, and I think the rest will follow. But it's a journey.
It's a journey, yes. And you have to stay disciplined.
You know, you stay disciplined, but sometimes even the word discipline will scare people. You know, you just start anywhere. I heard this, you know, motivational speaker. She was saying there is something called as motivation. You know, her name is Mel Robbins, and she talks about this 5-second rule. Yeah, so she says, you know, count back to, you know, or 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. I
Yeah,
don't
it's 5
remember
to
it,
1,
5 to 1, and then just get up and do it.
Yes.
But you know what? Not every day also we're capable of being perfect.
I think, yeah, we got all the answers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for answering it in such good details and giving us.
Sorry, I have a lot of details. Yeah.
No, and it's giving us a better perspective as well, you know, because how you started your journey till date, it has been an inspiration for everybody, and especially for the women who are already, you know, struggling and they don't know how to start and where to start. But looking at your journey, I'm sure they're going to get inspired.
I hope so, yeah. This is one of my biggest rewards. When people give me these compliments, so then it tells me that I did something right. So yeah.
No, you're doing absolutely right, and you're inspiring so many people out there. And I think whoever is not a part of a wellness journey, they should definitely come here, meet Asma, get a bit more inspired, and yes, they should start their wellness journey.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Riya.
Thank you, Asma. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.